So one of the challenges I have working with multimedia and building rapid e-learning courses, working with graphics, videos, is that I'm always trying to calculate the different aspect ratios for whatever I'm working with. So let's look at a use case first, and then we'll look at how this calculator works. So if we look at this example here, I'm working with an e-learning course, and typically when I'm working in a PowerPoint using Presenter, Articulate Presenter, the slide's going to give me a 720 by 540 area that I can work with. So that aspect ratio is 4 by 3. So it's going to be 4 units wide and 3 units high. So 720 by 540 is that aspect ratio. So I can do say a screen capture, or I could get an image and I want to have the image framed up perfectly for the slide. So what I need to do is make sure that I have an image that has the same aspect ratio as the 720 by 540. And sometimes you get odd shaped images, and so it's hard to calculate that. Here's another example. In Articulate Presenter, I can actually insert a SWF file that's wider than what you'd see as the slide. So that's actually going to be 980 by 560. So if you notice here, this is the 720, and then this is the 980, and it fills in this whole player area. So again, I might want to capture something that has that same aspect ratio so I can get it to fit in there, but I want to capture it at a higher resolution. So let's say I want to capture it at 1600 pixels, but I need to know what the other number is. So that's where the aspect ratio calculator really comes in handy. So when we look at that, you can see right here you have a number of default settings, so you can just punch those in there. 4 by 3, I'll show you how that works. Let's say you have a 720 by 540 and you want to size up an image. So you want to say, okay, what image can I put in there? I have a large image that's say 3200 pixels, and I want to know how big that image can be or what the aspect ratio needs to be. I hit calculate, and it's telling me, okay, 3200 by 2400 is the same aspect ratio as 720 by 540. So I know I can take this image and I could put it on the slide, and I could scale it, and it'll fit perfectly in the slide. So we got the same thing if we go ahead and do the 980 by 560. I can say, okay, I know that's the aspect ratio for that slide, but let's say my screen is actually 1600 pixels wide. So I want to get the largest possible screen that I can, and then I just want to scale it down to the 980 by 560. So I can do 1600 because I know that's my largest width. Hit calculate, and then it's going to tell me that 1600 by 914 is the right aspect ratio. And so the calculator works really good. You know, a lot of times, most of the times I'm working with images, so I'm just trying to figure out what's the right dimensions on those images for what I'm working on. So it's a really handy tool. Now let me show you the website, because it's kind of a long website, so I created a short URL for that. So here's a quick URL for it, just tinyurl.com aspect calc. So tinyurl.com aspect calc, and hope that helps.